Huh. Okay. Hello. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. All right. This might sound a little different, but I think you all can hear me okay. Let me see here. Who was here first? Oh, by the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. Hi, Mary H. Thank you so much for being here first. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. And hi, Lydia Washington, Fancy Fancy, and a host of friends and others. Okay, let's get on with it. Oh, I need to grab my slides. No, that's not it. And slides are coming up. There we go. All right, thank you so much. And yeah, like I said, I don't think we'll be here for an hour. Hello, Joyce Anderson, Marcelina Martinez, VS Speaks Royal is here. Uh, Pinky H, Juliet Holder Fowler, thank you so much for being here. And oh, slides are here. There we go. Did you guys know? Did you ever think it was possible that a jar of preserve or jam could overshadow one of the oldest royal families on earth? Well, they've been around for, well, okay, so the institution has been around for over 1,000 years. And currently, they are being overshadowed by, of all things, raspberry jam. Raspberry jam has overshadowed the royal family, has overshadowed one of the most sacred institutions in the world. How is that possible, you ask? I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay, I just turned the volume up on the microphone. There we go. I think that's better. All right, there we go. I think that's better. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the last comment. And cool. Let's see here. Okay, good. I got plenty of power. All right. I'm gonna have to plug in though. Okay. Hi, Novi D. Thank you for being here. Helen Marmon, thanks to you too. Helen says hi to everyone in the chat. All right. So before we get to the jam or the American Riviera Orchard, take a look here. Clever Blend. Uh, the whole Clever Blend is at Whole Foods. Now it looks like. Oh, let me take that out of the way. Check our store locator for full store list. More coming soon. So it looks like it's going to start out in the West Coast. You got Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, Arizona, and is that Idaho? I think that's Idaho. Or is that Utah? Idaho. Yeah. Okay. I'm doing good with my geography, I think. But yeah, so they said more very soon. That does not mean don't check your local Whole Food store because hopefully it will be there. But this is huge, you guys. This is huge, especially if they have those sample days. If they have those sample days and it involves the Clever Blend, and more people are going to have a chance to see how amazing it is to to smell the smell but without tasting it, or to taste the taste without smelling it. Whatever that ingenious phrase is that the the Duchess of Cambridge used that time. Can you taste the taste by smelling it? Can you taste the taste by smelling it? Anyway, this is why she's not allowed to help the kids do their homework, by the way. Um, can you taste the taste by smelling it? Rosita's, let's see, British royal family is so boring and useless, they can be outshone by an Instagram post about jam and dog biscuits. Here, here. And that appears to be exactly what happened. By the way, some old queen had a meltdown. Do you hear me? Had a meltdown. And I'm going to play that sound for you. I'm telling you, she had a meltdown. That queen gave me gas. She was so agitated because of the American Riviera orchard. Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I'm just like, why is she so upset? Okay, so there you can see the founder, I believe, is the lady on the right. And I believe that is her husband, who has been working hard along with the rest of the family to make their clever blend dreams come true. And they always say no hard work, actually no work, no efforts are wasted in life. I believe that. And especially if you work hard enough, you will reap the blessings. And what happened? The Duchess of Sussex, that's what happened. Meghan's investment in that company, as well as her love for clever blends, has really pushed it over the top. And they just seem to get bigger every day. So, um, like so many squatties, I have my collection of clever blend at home. I even have the frother. I bought the kit, the entire kit with the thermal mug and the frother and at least at that time, there was just the four flavors. And the golden latte, of course, that was my favorite. I think everybody loves that one. Hi, Susie Q. And then, of course, they went outside. They sat on the Whole Food sign. I'm just happy for them. They seem like really great people. Yes, the Royals are just jealous. They're just jealous. Yeah, that's where they're using the press as their sword. Okay, and right here, UK shipping is finally here. Well, that started, I believe, in January, but I just put that up as a reminder for you all that may live in the UK and you're wondering, how do I get that clever blend? Well, according to this, they have been shipping in the UK for a while. So on their Instagram, it says how it feels to pick up some fresh fruit and vegetables and a fun little drinkity at Whole Foods. A fun little drinkity. That is cute. Let's see here. Baby Sis Doll says if a jar of jam, a jar of dog biscuits outshines you, darling, that's your problem. Don't blame Nacho. Here, here. Do not blame Nacho. Do not blame Nacho. You just better be glad he didn't take his shirt off. Really be in trouble. Okay, and then one of my favorite ways to start and end each day, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. They hate when she. This is like the old. Oh gosh, what was it? Their old web page. I did a screenshot of it. Now, take a look here. Happy anniversary to Ford Fiesta and to the Duke of Edinburgh. The Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, it is their anniversary. I think they've been together, what, 20 years? No, 25 years. I think it's 25 years because they married in 1999 and they were waiting for Philip to die so that they could get their hands on that Edinburgh title. And of course, Philip took a month of Sundays to die. And then after he died, the Queen left it to Charles. And what did Charles do? Charles was threatening to give it to Charlotte, right? Making Charlotte the Duchess of Edinburgh. Um, for whatever reason, with this slim down monarchy, which I'm so tired of hearing that, but with this slim down monarchy, he did not want his brother to inherit that title. But he finally gave in and let him have it. But the title will revert back to the crown whenever uh, Edward goes to meet his maker, whenever he goes to join his ancestors, then that title goes back to the crown. And likely William, possibly George, they will decide what happens with that title in the future. And it is only a title. I don't believe it comes with any land or wealth or anything like that. At least I don't think so. So I don't know what the beef is about them just leaving it in Sophie and Edward's family, but they don't want to do it. They don't want them to have it for whatever reason because it goes against Charles and this god awful slim down monarchy thing. And, I'm more pushing for Edward because Edward's okay. Sophie, I just don't like her. I don't like her. You know what she's done. I'm not even going to start that again. But she was pulling the mean girl on Meghan, especially knowing what Meghan was going through, visibly shaken and going through a really rough time. And the mean girl, well, she was mean. But I'm not going to go into all of that. Okay, moving on. So this palatial pile that you see right here, this belongs to Edward and Sophie. This is their family home. Now that home looks like it's fit for a duke and duchess. Now the queen made sure that all of her children had some pretty great places to live, right? Charles, of course, he inherited the Duchy of Cornwall, so he was doing okay, $1 billion duchy. And to be fair, Charles actually helped to make that duchy what it is today, quite profitable. Um, and then, of course, let me see. So Charles actually, I believe he took his own money and purchased the Highgrove house. And then when the Queen Mother died, he also took up residence at Clarence House, right? And so while the Queen was alive, you had communications coming from Buckingham Palace, Clarence House, and Kensington Palace for the Cambridges, now the Welleses, right? So everybody was living in listed properties that were well worth, you know, fighting for, right? I mean, look at that place. Look at it. Who knows how many rooms it has? And then I'm going to imagine that other wing over there is for the help. I mean, that is very nice. That is very nice. and that's Sophie and Edwards, and for the children. The only thing is that title is not staying with that family. And of course, now that Uncle Edward is finally the Duke of Edinburgh, I hope people would stop confusing us despite the uncanny resemblance. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's too much to ask. I mean, after all, yes, they do resemble each other, but please don't assume that one is the other, and so on and so forth. You know that could be a bit hurtful, right? Not a good mistake to make. That could hurt someone's feelings. Isn't he bald? Don't he look old? You kissed the prince, but instead you got a toad. But where is the bald? They have to be bald. Well, maybe there. Let me see. Rhymes with here. No, I bet not say what rhymes with here. Well, maybe they're here. Yeah, I better leave it at here, right? I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. I better just say here. I was thinking of saying something that rhymes with here, but I'm like, no, no. We don't want Ofcom coming after me, do we? All right. So moving on. Inside William's bond with the Duchess of Edinburgh, supportive Sophie displays maternal pride toward the future king as she steps into the void left by Princess Diana. Oh my God, who writes this stuff? Why do they do this? Why do they do this? Would it be a big crime if they just didn't do stuff like that? If they just wouldn't say stuff like that? Would it be such a crime? Would it be too big of an imposition if we just say, hey, can you not do that? That is disgusting. You know, it was already a bit upsetting so long ago when people were doing the big comparison with Sophie and Diana because, you know, they look very similar, except Diana was so tall and statuesque and, you know, so lean and elegant, right? And then Sophie, with those little short, dumpy arms, those little short, dumpy legs, that 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 midsection that kind of looked like Skipper from Gilligan's Island, you know, just very unsuitable as a duchess. So there's a lot of reasons why I would say that she doesn't really resemble Diana, even though both being blonde and blue eyes and everything. But Diana was just so tall and slender and statuesque, you know, like a model. And then Sophie's so not so tall and kind of shaped like the domestic help. You know what I mean? You would never mistake her for being the lady of the manor. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, do you know how many new people that Sophie and Edward have hired? And when Sophie introduced herself, they thought they were that she was like doing a prank or something like that. Well, I wouldn't think she was the Duchess of Edinburgh or the Countess of Wessex. I would have thought that she, you know, was one of the domestic workers. But anyway, Be that as it may. Oh, Elaine Parker, thank you. 33 months? 33 months? Thank you so much for 33 months membership. Wow. That's a first 33 months. Anyway, so I was talking about little lumpy dumpy Sophie, um, who I cannot stand. Y'all know that. Well, you all, they could call this whatever they want. They can call it anything, but I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's absolutely disgusting. All of this, shall we say, extra added attention. I don't want to say flirting because that wouldn't be kosher, right? I mean, she's the Duchess of Edinburgh, so I think I ought to show a certain level of respect for her new title. But anyway, I thought she was being rather flirtatious. And I'm just like, I don't know why you barking up that tree because you ain't going to do nothing but come down the tree sliding on a rainbow. I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Okay. And so they cropped a photo. They cropped a photo to make you believe that, I don't know, that it was more of an intimate exchange than what it actually is. You see there? This is what they use today for the papers, but from yesterday, this is actually what the scene appeared to be. So there she is, stuck between two of the most colorful people in the family. Quite colorful. So, and I'll leave it at that. Two very colorful individuals. Two individuals who are no strangers to costume and cosplay, especially the one on the right. Let me see. Khalil Similane, Baron, thank you for all your efforts. Well, thank you, Khalil, and thank you so much for 33 months membership. I cannot get used to that. That is a long, long time. Thank you. I appreciate it so much for all the support for this channel. And if you take a look here, always on hand to offer her support, the Duchess of Edinburgh was pictured giving Prince William a comforting "You did it" as the royals returned inside following their balcony appearance at Buckingham Palace. Oh, isn't that sweet? How adorable is that? She took those little short, stubby arms of hers and she reached out to a very tall, robust William. I thought that was just so sweet. You know what I'm saying? She didn't care who was looking at how disproportionate those little chunky arms of hers are. Okay, okay. I don't like her, but I think I'm going too far right now. So I'm not gonna say it so uh, disparaging as you know what I'm trying to say. Just because she's a little hobbit, just because she's a little hobbit doesn't mean I need to say those things. Leg says they cropped the photo to identify William and or oh Edwards twins. Thank you, Legs. And Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Yeah, they didn't want them looking so much like twins, I think. Now, if it is to be believed, Sophie's had some type of makeover. I think they just changed the lighting, but that's my opinion. But it even seems like she's had some type of makeover. And you know what? She probably should have. And I hope she finds, all of the happiness and joy that that makeover could possibly bring her. That being said, I would say please stay away from overhead light. Overhead light is not your friend. Okay. So, what am I doing here? I'm going way too far. There we go. So, anyway, what I was going to say is that whatever this little game is that they are playing with Edward and Sophie and William, they had better stop it because you know what? Edward Edward has been giving me that Anthony Perkins energy for a while. You know what I mean? I've seen the movie Psycho, and I also remember he was in Mahogany. Remember how he was kind of cray cray in Mahogany? Uh, he may not be the most masculine man you'll ever find, but I would not take him for granted, okay? Because he is on the verge of snapping. This man is going to snap like a fresh snow pea. Yep, he is on the verge of snapping. And when he finally goes off, it is going to be hell to tell the captain. Yep, it is going to be hell to tell the captain. So they can keep playing with this man if they want to, but a man has his pride, and Sophie is his. So whatever this game they playing, they better knock it off because he he might just go off on the deep end. I'm just saying, it's always the ones you don't expect. It's always the ones you don't expect that finally snap. So, yep, keep playing, and they are going to find themselves crying like a rat eating onions. Okay. Uh, Edward is probably sick of playing the royal family game and sucking up to William. And see, that's the thing. He is going to have to do that for the rest of his life. And one of the first things that I ever really felt strongly about with the Sussexes leaving that family was that I felt, I felt, not thought, I felt in my heart that nothing good could come of Harry and Meghan and their children having to tap dance to William's music. In other words, William will be holding the purse strings, and you just cannot trust William to be fair. You could never trust William to be fair. So I just thought, I'm going to stop saying thought because I know what I know. I felt that that would be nothing but a nightmare in the making. William would make their lives a living hell. And Sophie already knows what's coming. She already knows what's coming. Now, um, well, we'll see. Sophie's trying to feed William's ego right now. And you know what? She better. She better. Okay, I just plugged my computer in. Get some power going here. And then, of course, where is it? Right there. Now tell me that's not somebody. Remember that song? Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Okay? Everything about those eyes say, don't push me. I'm close to the edge. That's somebody on the edge. He's about to snap like a fresh snow pea. He's about to snap like a newly opened can of Pringle potato chips. Yep, right. If they had to deal with that, it would just be the a nightmare. Because I think that Charles, I don't think that Charles would still be responsible for Harry. Wouldn't that go to the next Prince of Wales or no? But then again, Charles is the father, so I suppose that would, yeah, I could, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It may have been one or both of them. Thank you so much, Sino Black Wine. Please hit that like button. Please, please, please hit that like button. So, right here, I came across a picture of you, and I think writing your own book would help. I probably wouldn't read it, and neither will many others, but I guarantee you will feel better about your king's betrayal. Regards, Agent of Chaos. Well, what they're referring to is Charles dragging his feet on giving them the title of Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. There was no reason for Charles to wait almost what seemed like a year from the time the Queen died. He he was dragging that process out for no logical reason. It had already been agreed upon that when Philip died, they would get the title. They actually made them wait until the Queen died. They should have been Duke and Duchess really years ago. But Philip was still alive, to be fair. And so there is Edward walking around like a little mouse, sticking close to the corners and everything, and Sophie doing the same. They move about that family like a couple of mice. When the light comes on, you expect somebody to go whacking at them with a broom. But that's what it is. They're very mousy. They're very mousy. They don't get to assert themselves because they might start losing things. Lex says it would be Charles until he dies, then William. Oh my God. Yeah, that would be awful. That would be awful because by the time Charles dies, William should be extra mean. Thank you, Legs. And then Raffaella Botoni, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you very much. And so that's why I said I love this photo so much because this mean girl was looking mighty sad when she caught a glance of Kate. And thanks to the looking glass behind her, the mirror, we could see exactly how sad and downtrodden she was, hoping against hope that she might become a duchess soon. Well, eventually it did happen, but I'm kind of glad to see her squirming, nervous. Is it today? Is it today? Well, not exactly when you're expecting it, but you got it. In the long run, you got it. Her match in Game of Bones. Get it? Game of Thrones, Game of Bones. Queen launch Queen launches range of dog biscuit flavored with royal venison. So this wasn't it was a magazine article. Well, no, no, no. I think it was a tabloid, and it's showing you where you can get some of those dog biscuits from the Queen. Now, the Queen didn't know anything more about making dog biscuits than most people, but when Meghan gave away dog biscuits as a gift, she wasn't selling it to anyone. They had a fit because they say that those dog biscuits and the jam, the preserve, was enough to draw all the interest away from the royal family, which is the height of ridiculous. It is. It's crazy. Dog biscuits and jam, or finding the MIA princess, right? And seeing her on the balcony with the family, I would imagine that that would have taken precedence over everything else. But they want to drive this narrative, and they're not blaming Harry and Meghan as much as they're blaming Nacho, as though Nacho doesn't have any agency of his own. So, absolutely bonkers. So there we are. American Riviera Orchard. Um, that is number 10 of 50. That, of course, is the strawberry. Meghan Markle pal Nacho Figueres faces fierce backlash from royal fans for plunging her new products ahead of Kate Middleton's Trooping the Color return, as mystery surrounds timing of his PRTs. Do you all really think that Nacho sat back there strategizing that he could disrupt Trooping the Colors with a jar of raspberry preserve? I don't think so. First of all, Nacho is not some gossip. Nacho is a very strong, determined person who who just happens to love Harry and Meghan, and just wanted to help them showcase help Meghan showcase something that she should be very proud of, something that she's been able to do, and she's doing it very well. She started a trend of people grilling rustic bread and bacon, and well, actually, to be fair, it was Chrissy Teigen, because she used Megan's um, jam for that. And all I'm saying is it inspired a lot of people to do the exact same thing. So win-win. Leg says they never gave Meghan any tiaras during state dinners. She attended two abroad where she could have worn one. I guess they didn't want any comparison. Here, here. There you go. They did not give her anything to wear. But again, that is a blessing in disguise. That is a blessing in disguise, because she wore those earrings that time and they made a mockery of that. So they would have found something to say. So right here is day three, and lesser mortal Nacho Figueres still got these people shook over him posting a person gift. I'm sorry, person gift of, should be personal, right? Personal gift of raspberry jam and puppy biscuits from Meghan Markle. Nacho tell Meg to make some grape jam next, and this is fun to watch. There you go. And over here, oh yes, there's our girl right there, um, Anne Boleyn. Honestly, the British press expecting that Harry and Meghan, including all of their family, should go radio silent, not going anywhere and posting anything on social media on days in which the British royal family may do something um, to peak absurdity at its finest. So there you go. Nacho requests raspberry jam. Oh yeah, did you see that right there? Take a look at that right there. I thought that was interesting. If I recall correctly, Nacho requested raspberry jam in one of their earlier posts. So changes are Megan sent changes. Chances are Megan sent it to him for Father's Day. Yes, and he posted to his story with his story. Absolutely no reason to care or worry about anything else happening in the world, especially time zones away. And Joe Diva says they're just, uh, was that just lucky Nacho wasn't licking jam off of his spoon? Is that luck? Because I kind of think there are certain people who would have paid good money to see that. Um, Now that would have truly broken the internet. Yeah, I'm afraid it would have. It would have. It would have. The internet would have been spewing smoke and ash like the eruption of Mount Etna. They never gave make. Oh, I'm sorry. We did that one already. Oh, by the way, thank you for that. So take a look. There is one of two of the raspberry jam, so that is special order. And on the right, you can see those dog biscuits. Yes, dog biscuits for dogs. Now, Megan's in a jam. I don't think so. But this is one of the early headlines where they just couldn't help themselves. It was just, it seemed too clever not to rhyme stuff or capitalize on some, old saying or whatever. So, uh, gosh, okay, so that goes back to the first jam. Okay. Now take a look here. Oh, you know what? I did this already. Oh, the sound bite. The sound bite. Now listen, trigger warning. Trigger warning. That queen, see the one in front of Buckingham Palace? I'm telling you, that queen is going to get your blood pressure up. But it's been one of those days. Yep, I don't like her. She's messy. She's really messy. And you all know who that is, right? Because I don't. But anyway, she's really messy. So let me find the soundbite. Try not to break your electronic device. They're only words. Sticks and stones could break your bones, but this old queen is going to make me vomit. Let me see. So Kate fans believe that she is less than dog. Lady T, listen, I got the air conditioner on high, which means my lips are dry. Are you trying to make me split my lips from laughing? So Kate fans believe she is less than dog biscuit. Why is that so funny to me? Less than dog biscuits because the squad in Nacho never get. Okay, thank you so much. I can't even finish. Oh Lord. Oh boy. Oh, thank you for that. Um, I think hearing myself say it out loud. So, Kate fans believe that she's less than dog biscuits and jam because the squad and Nacho never gave her a thought after his post. Oh, okay.
Royal family has really taken their lumps over things that Meghan and Harry have said, over the last couple of years from Oprah on. I'm wondering if this kind of resets things for the royals and whether they've captured the hearts and minds of the public again.
Everyone's got very fed up of Meghan and Harry and their antics. This showed really what the royal family is about, this appearance from Princess Catherine. And Meghan and Harry, it was predicted they might try and do something to steal the thunder of the royal family. It's the king's official birthday. He's also been unwell, undergoing cancer treatment. And sure enough, there was a revelation that Meghan Markle, with her business American Orchard Riviera, I think it's called, released a new jam and some dog biscuits to coincide with this appearance of Catherine and the King. Some people have said that was to try and steal their thunder. Who knows? If it was, it's quite pathetic. Even that name of the company, I mean, it just shows the difference between them. She may as well have called it Majestic Boulevard Citrus or Luxury Coast Grove or some other word salad that tried to indicate classiness.
If Meghan Markle actually thought that her releasing a jam would steal the spotlight away from Kate Middleton returning from a cancer battle, there's no way she could possibly think that. This has to be just a stupid coincidence.
It could be, but it wasn't just a jam. It was also dog biscuits, let's be fair. Who cares about the jam? There's plenty of brands of jam out there. Do you really think I want the jam from this B-list actress who was once in Suits and then she married someone? That's why we know who she is. And the jam must be good and the dog biscuits. I mean, to be honest, who buys jam and dog biscuits from the same company? I think we're all tired of it. Let's just focus back on the real royals, on Kate, what she's been doing, on King Charles. Both of them have had a tough time. The family's had a tough time. It was wonderful to see Catherine back with the kids, with the family. Britain was really pleased to see her there. The world was really pleased to see her there. And that's the princess.
Okay. I don't know why this sissy act like she don't know what the name of that company is. She probably already got her credit card sitting next to her phone, ready as soon as the thing comes out, she's gonna order. I'm telling you. You hear how she get all worked up and everything? I'm like, girl, don't give me too much. Don't give me too much. And who even knows what it called? The Avenue drive. What? You know exactly what it is, heifer. You know what it is. So stop playing, big sissy. You know what I'm saying, big girl. Big bearded girl sitting up there trying to be all stupid. Big woman. Oh, I'm telling you. uh, she really got under my skin. She did. If she was trying to get under my skin, she did exactly what she was trying to do.
Hey girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Yes, sit down, girl. Sit down. Sit down. Anyway, I got that out of my system. And see, this is what's so bad is that she had a chance to get on American TV, and so probably took some notes and wrote down everything she was going to say so that when she got on TV that she would do the maximum amount of reading, right? That was scripted. I know it was scripted. You all know it was all scripted. She didn't just think of that. She ain't that clever. Big girl. Lex says, like he didn't know the name. How could you go on an American show and give this xenophobic nonsense? I don't expect TMZ to call him out, but if they are true Californians, I would have some pushback. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lex. And let me see here. TMCD says, "Is that Mr. Is that Mr. Magoo's son?" Yes, Mrs. Magoo and Mr. Magoo decided to procreate, and she was that non-binary, non-conformant was born. Thank you so much, TMCD. And Baby Sis Doll says, by coincidence, ARO also matches her princess title from Nigeria. Here, here. Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. Absolutely. By sheer chance, as well, actually, it wasn't chance, it was meant to be. Thank you so much for that. Yep. I can take you some bacon, fry it up in a pan, because I'm a woman. WOMED. Or is it MAD? Oh. Did you hear how agitated she was? I mean, just furious. Furious. I don't think I've ever heard anybody so triggered in my life. What was that all about? Why was it so personal? Because trust me, that hairy thing ain't going to ever be anybody's princess. But she just made it so personal. Speaking of personal, no wonder what filters, I'm sorry, no one wonders what filters Kinsey uses when she appears from the US. It seems she didn't ask GB News to supply the same filter. Listen, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So that is Kinsey Schofield. Yes, that's the same Kinsey that we have been seeing on Talk TV and GBN for months and months and months. Over a year, of course, bashing and co-signing, saying all those terrible things about Meghan and Harry, right? And yet, it seems as though when they flew her over to the studios in the UK, they did not give her her normal filter. She looks different, very different, right? You know, here when she's crying and boo-hooing because she didn't like the fact that everybody was treating Kate the same way that the tabloid media and, dare I say, Kinsey Schofield, the way that they were treating Meghan, that was the way that people started treating Kate, and they didn't like it because that kind of mistreatment, that cruelty, those dog whistles, that is meant for someone of a darker hue, right? That's meant for someone who would not check certain boxes on the job application. So, anyway, this is her from the comfort of her at home studio. And then, of course, okay, and this is also her from the comfort of her at home studio. Remember this one? Early contender for the Katie Britt Young Actors Award. But seriously, from someone who has made an entire career off of lying and degrading another royal woman, this is stomach churning. Sitting up there crying because people are saying these things about Kate Middleton, and they and she and they and she, and how could they?
Stars. Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah, that's somebody else who needs to sit down. Should have said, neck up, please. Oh, let me see. Maybe a necklace. Thank you, legs. That may be the name of the filter. That may be the name of the filter. I mean, you just don't see this from California. You see that? Studio via Zoom, YouTube via Zoom, live in studio, live in studio. And to be honest with you, I thought the live in studio, I thought that was Rebecca English. I'm like, oh, I guess she must have did a Zoom with Rebecca English. Yeah, I thought it was Rebecca English. Zandy says, wow, I didn't realize Kinsey Schofield is a catfish. Seeing the real her sans filters, suddenly the jealousy and vitriol began to make sense. As I've said before, all Harry and Meghan haters look like the back of a smash. I've never heard that before. Looks like the back of a smashed bus. Oh, Lord. I've never heard that before. And Chris says the inducement must have been great to get the royal expert to leave her video filter at home and appear live. Catfishing seems to be a requirement for people making a living selling lies to embiggen that family by denigrating the U.S. royal couple. Here, here. And I'm going to give both of them a bell. And let's see, Joan Lawman, thank you so much for being a member and for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, and wow, 18 months membership. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for 18 months membership. And again, for watching Royal Sussex. So, yeah, talk about leaving all your cares and woes, trying to distract with that clown trap. Are you telling me you think a bunch of little people are going to come running from up under that dress? Kind of like the reverse of piling into that little tiny car. But thank you so much for that, Legs. Yeah, well, she does look a little different. And I can think of somebody else who went from LA to London And the only thing is, she never came back. At least she didn't come back, you know, alive. Can you all think of someone else historic um, that left LA and went to London and never went back? I'll give you a second to think about it. Is that her? Oh my God. She's got nerves. Exactly. She needs to talk with the risen. If Rebecca English, oh, yeah, there it is. If Rebecca English and Katie Nichols had a child. If Rebecca English and Katie Nichols had a child. Now that one just about floored me. And check this out. Isn't she normally seen from the neck up? Oh my. Okay. And what else? She looks like Levin's daughter. It's uncanny. Or how about this one? True that. Oh my God. She truly looks so original compared to her curated cutesy look from LA. Followed by, has she met uh, Dan Wooten? I'm just asking for a friend. Or is it Don Watton? Did they mean to say Don Watton? And that one was so bad, I had to cover it up. And then take a look there, looking like a hedgehog. Oh my God, these people are so funny. They are so funny. Well, I think she's a very attractive girl. I do. I think she's attractive. And I'm just I'm amazed though. She looks very different. Now, I asked you guys if you could think of anybody else who left LA and went out to London and never came back. Have you guys thought of anybody yet? Maybe back in 1974, some um, some young lady left LA and went to do a show in London and never came back. What? What? Oh, oh, Heather's. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, just to name one person, I guess that's right. And that's not who I was thinking of. I was thinking of Twiggy. Remember the model Twiggy? I don't know why I put this picture of Cass Elliot up here. I was actually thinking Twiggy, as I say with my fingers crossed. But okay, I guess this is another person who left LA and went to the UK and never came back. Bring me a pastrami sandwich and I'll love you. Bring me some donuts and I will be happy too. Dream a little dream for me. Da 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 da. Anyway, back in 1974, Cass Elliot went to do a special show out in London. And unfortunately, she never made it back to Los Angeles. I don't know what happened to her. I mean, there has been the urban legend that she was attacked by a pastrami sandwich, but who knows? Maybe as a precaution, they'll take pastrami off of the menu wherever some people from LA stays. Lucy Highland, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, well, Dream a little dream for me. Da, 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 da. Okay, so Baroness Brock, remember her? Catherine, as a public figure and the media golden girl, cannot have it both ways. She can't be hero. I'm sorry, she can't be both a hero or heroine for staying home, hiding from reality for 6 months, and be praised and fond for being the embodiment of duty after showing up one day this year. Wow. I'm telling you, Baroness Brooke, she does not play. She tells the truth. She calls it as she sees it. And of course, you all remember her, Victoria Newton. She's the one that was with Charles the night before the Queen died. She's the one who said, "Back off, Kate." Remember that? And she called the palace and asked how Kate is doing. I mean, she literally just kind of told on herself that she has such a strong connection with the royal household, right? I thought that was very revealing, that little thing she did where she was saying to back off Kate, back off of her, back off Kate. Anyway, Megan can demand privacy for baby Archie. I'm sorry, can't demand privacy for baby Archie while asking the public to fund her family's lifestyle. So I actually sharing this with you all to remind you that by Harry and Meghan stepping down, then that means that their children should have a relative life of privacy and safety and so on. Um, because, you know, Sheila Walden, I think wasn't she the one that was married to Hoghead Pierce Morgan? Um, but she makes a point. She makes a point. I mean, I don't like it, but like I was saying, if you're taking the public's money, then the public ought to know what's wrong with you. Like Kate's situation, Kate wants her privacy and she doesn't want to talk about it, but she is living off of public money. When her motorcade smashed that woman crossing the street, it only happened because of their money. So, and take a look there. There she is, amusing Charles while the Queen is dying. And if you want to know the picture on the phone, it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So, with that, you guys, there it is. Lay off Kate. You know what? I'm going to play that sound bite. The one where she was like so determined to protect the English rose. It bears listening to again.
The nonsense that's been written that the marriage must be in trouble because she took her wedding rings off. I mean, have you seen the size of that rock? Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine she wears that ring most of the time at home, but I just thought that was really unfair and it felt a bit bullying, and that's why I thought we had to make a stand.
You think that Kate's had a hard time, she deserves a break?
I certainly do. A couple of days ago, I ran a front page saying lay off Kate, because it felt to me a bit like it was becoming bullying. This is a woman who's had a really, really serious operation, probably far more serious than anybody actually understands. She always said she would be out of the public life until Easter. She isn't head of state. It's a bit different to, say, King Charles, who I think we had more right to know more about his illnesses and what went wrong. But I think with Kate, she didn't deserve that. And what happened was these crazy online speculation, both here and in the US, went out of control. And it seemed that the public were really, really desperate to know what was wrong with her. But I think she had a right to be at home and recuperate. So that front page sent quite a message, because I'd noticed up until that point, the BBC were constantly leading with this. I think for 24 hours on their website, they were debating whether the trees had been altered in the picture for her Mother's Day one that she put out. So look, yes, she made a mistake in doing those alterations to the picture, but I spoke to Kensington Palace that morning and said, look, how is she? and they said she's really upset and sad that she's caused all this trouble. All that she was trying to do is to put out a lovely picture for Mother's Day of her kids that she thought the public would enjoy. And you know what it's like. You've got 3 kids trying to get them to, you've got 3 kids, Stig, I think, haven't you? Trying to get them all to look the same way for a picture and smile is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
So I can see that. And of course, once she realized she'd made a mistake, she apologized.
The actual editing doesn't strike me as mattering very much, but in a world of conspiracy, and you know this, that the nut that I'm sure, as editor of The Sun, how many of people you know text you and say, what's really going on with Kate and William? What's the truth about it? It must
Off
be all
the scale.
And it does exist, doesn't it? This whole culture, and it's not necessarily just wackos in their basements. It's I include my wife in this. I know lots of people who just genuinely are obsessed with that story. And so the worst thing they could have done was screw up a picture, because once people believe in conspiracies and something like that happens, it reinforces the conspiracy, whatever she then says.
Absolutely. That's why it was a terrible mistake that was made. Now, I think they made it innocently. I think William took the picture in good faith. She wanted it to look good and sent it.
Do you see how she is going above and beyond the call of duty to protect Kate? If they would have given any of this type of concern to Meghan, this kind of consideration, you know what I'm saying? How many times have you ever heard someone reason that Meghan may have made a mistake, but there was no malice intended? She just thought she would make everybody happy. You don't hear that narrative for Meghan. With Meghan is she don't understand us. She don't know our ways. She doesn't really want to do this kind of work. They would think of the most negative thing. And even if they made any consideration for Meghan, they would double down on something else even more vitriolic and negative. Always, not as an exception, but as a rule, they would make sure that they would just dig into their pockets, and they would pull out something else more malicious to offset anything positive that they may have mistakenly have said. Because if they say something considerate or positive, if it's about Meghan, it's a mistake. They ain't mean to do that. Let's see. That is still so funny. Let me see. The clown dress. Coco, thank you so much for there it is. Thank you so much for 20 months membership. Gosh, that's a long time. Let me see. And Lucy Highland, thank you so much for being a member, and thank you for the super sticker. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna bear with me. I'm just gonna play just a little bit more of this. Bear with me.
Over without realizing that you couldn't really do that. So it was a mistake. Should Kensington Palace's press people have protected her from that? I mean, if I were them, of course they should, but if I were them and I got sent a picture from the future king, I would assume it was fine. So I can see how mistakes were made. I mean, there was another sort of wider point I wanted to make, really, is that I've met William quite a few times now, various events and things. And
do you see how she reasoned out? I can see how that could happen. She gives Kate all of her humanity.
I know how deeply he feels about protecting that young family, and especially his wife and children. He had a difficult upbringing himself, with a family that was disjointed. And
Kate had a difficult upbringing. No, I'm sorry. William had a difficult upbringing, right? Harry's had a difficult upbringing. And Meghan being an only child with parents that split up, right? And of course, then you could just imagine why. See, we're probably never going to get into this, but there was a reason why Doria left the Markle family. There's a reason why. And I think that it may have been because of the usual racism, but I think there was a very good reason why Doria had to leave. And so I let my imagination run wild with that. So it seems as though Meghan may have had this charmed existence growing up in LA, but I'm sure, I'm sure that between the two parents, it could not have been very easy having been, raised in two different households, more or less. That's never an easy thing. And also, Meghan growing up the biracial girl. Um, this is why I hate colorism. I hate colorism because people feel as though, not everybody, of course, but some people feel as though that people that grow up biracial, that they've had it easy and everybody's excited for them. And that's not the truth. That's not the truth. There's a lot of animosity from certain sectors of the community on both sides. Okay, on both sides of the parents. So I don't Megan's not a complainer. Megan is a doer. She's an achiever. She don't sit around and complain about how things have been. She just try to make things better for everyone around her. But the truth is, I don't think it's been that easy. And nobody ever gives her the consideration for that. Being qualified and capable as an actress and yet being rejected because you're not enough for this or you're not enough for that cannot be easy. Cannot be easy. Nobody's ever had it so easy. So this lady is giving all of this consideration to everybody, but she would never do this for Meghan, ever.
And he's determined to have a really, really private life for his own children. He's really close to them. They always make sure they're home for bath time, bedtime. She cooks most of the meals. I mean, it's very different to the life he had growing up, and that's why he's so fiercely protective. And the nonsense that's been written that the marriage must be in trouble because she took her wedding rings off. I mean, have you don't believe, you've seen the size of that rock. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine she wears that ring most of the time at home, but I just thought that was really unfair and it felt a bit bullying, and that's why I thought we had to make a stand, and I'm glad it's had an impact.
I thought she shouldn't have had to apologise on her own. I thought he took the damn picture. Kensington Palace released it. I know, I hate to say it.
It's like day 5 of this theory.
Why did you have to apologize? Like, he should.
Yeah, they could have. It could have come from both of them.
I just finally then, are you surprised? This is a slick operation. You've been reporting on this slick operation for ever, and this looks like they've lost that slickness, haven't they?
Well, they will have a bit of trouble in terms of people might say, well, can we trust everything they say in future? So that is an issue for them. But I think there are things that they can do to mitigate that. I mean, let's see what he says. He's quite good at making little jokes here and there, William. So maybe that's how he does do that in future at an event. Maybe not today at the Diana event he's going to later on. But
William is quite good at making jokes. William is notoriously bad at joke telling. William, the man who was laughing about the global pandemic, William, the man who made light of the idea that the minority, the non-white person delivering his food, may get thrown to the ground by the security. He thought that was funny. Do you really want to trust William to tell a joke? I don't. Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, please do, William. Please, William, tell us some jokes. I want you to. And make sure you speak into the microphone when you do it. But I'm telling you guys, I wish that everybody could see this interview. Victoria Newton was so hyper. You would have thought, okay, let me put it to you like this. Instead of just like drinking a big cup of coffee, right? Victoria Newton was talking so fast and she was so animated. It was like she took some Sanka instant coffee. Instead of putting it in with some hot water, she just took the spoon and just started jamming it in her mouth and chewing it. That's how hyper she was. And I said, back off, Kate. And I knew we had to do something. And I called over to the palace and I said, how is she doing? Oh, and she was so upset. You should have seen her. The rapid speech, the wiggling and all that kind of stuff. She was so agitated, trying to make sure that she could get out there and defend Kate at all costs. What if they have used some of that energy for Meghan? We wouldn't be here right now. There wouldn't be a Royal Sussex. It wouldn't be needed. But she didn't do it. None of them did. It was all so funny when it was Meghan. It was all so natural when it was Meghan. But the minute the world turned its gaze to Kate and William, especially Kate, they could not stand the fact that people were laughing at Kate. And you know what? They're still laughing at her. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nobody takes her serious. I'm sorry, that is the bitter truth. She's still a joke. Lay off Kate. Not me. I'm going to be the same person I've always been. Let the chips fall where they may. She had the lasso saying it so rapid was to get the BS out. She couldn't even breathe. I'm telling you, she was sitting there shaking, trying to get those words out. Anyway, you guys, I'm done. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all being here. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And I will see you all tomorrow. Definitely not as late as today, but I will see you all tomorrow. And thank you as always. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. Okay, no more long goodbyes. I will see you tomorrow. And let's end with the ginger adventure. That clown dress. Lord have mercy. You know that just snuck up on me. You know that, don't you? Tried to hide behind that clown. Tried to hide behind that clown dress. But you know what? I got to get me one of them filters. Ooh, I got to get me one of them filters. Say, does those filters, do they put the teeth back in too? See if they got one of them filters for teeth. I need that one. Okay, good night. You guys have tickled me to no end. I'm telling you, my side is hurting right now. Oh, okay. I got to stop looking at this because I'll be sitting here for the next 10 minutes. Oh, okay. I got that out of my system. Okay, good night.